Good day, everyone. Welcome to our iLikha research proposal competition. This time, let me present to you the mechanics of this competition. So this is open to all junior high school as well as senior high school students from the General Mariano Alvarez Technical High School, since we begin with the school level going to the district as well as going to the division level. So there are four major categories in this LICA proposal, such as life sciences, physical sciences, robotics and intelligence machine, and mathematics as well as computational sciences. This is divided into two categories, such as individual or by team, that is also applicable for both junior high school as well as senior high school level. So you're just going to select what particular category are you interested in, either life sciences, physical sciences, robotics and intelligent machines, mathematics and computational sciences, whether you do it by individual or by pair, that is for the team category. So they are both exclusive for junior high school and then the senior high school level. The next one, the Technical Working Committee reserves the right to remove, reject, or disqualify any entries if it infringes, misappropriates, or violates any rights of any third party, including without limitation, patent, copyright, trademark, or right of privacy or publicity. Winners of the Likha competition shall receive the certificate of recognition for the competition and his or her coach. Judge's decision is final and unappealable. The project proposal will be screened according to the following criteria. Based on the originality and innovation. Second one is technical or scientific merit. And third one, we have community connection and then impact. Fourth one is the excellence of method. So prior to your submission, we will be using this criteria in order for us to select those participants who will be able to present their school level entry using also another criteria. So you will notice here that we have included already the presentation as reflected on the bottom part, wherein you are now going to present your own research paper or research proposal. There are still originality and innovations here, technical or scientific merit, community connection and then impact, excellence of method, and of course, we have already included here the presentation for a total of 100% in overall. Okay po, so you can read the description. For a more detailed descriptions, we have this kind of criteria. So if you still have time, you can pause this video and try to read them so that you may be guided thoroughly with the criteria. So we will be using this format. This is the full format for a research proposal. So you will first include the project title. Secondly, we have the names of project proponents, the region, the school, the division, the grade level, the project duration, or in terms of number of months. Of course, you will not place here more than 10 months. Okay po, commonly 6 to 7 months, that's already okay. Your email addresses, contact number, and then number 2 here, the category of research. Kanina sinabi po natin whether physical sciences, life sciences, robotics, or intelligent machines, mathematics, and computational sciences. You will anchor their classification based upon your project title or your title itself in your research proposal. So number 3, under number 2 is kindly indicate whether this is under individual or by team. And number four, of course, you will select themes or theme that are applicable to your project title. So if ever the elaborated themes here does not reflect your project title, kindly select others and try to specify what particular theme am I going to have in this kind of project title. And of course, number five here, your executive summary, not to exceed with more than 200 words. Later on, I'll be discussing them one by one. I am just trying to present to you the whole paper format. Ayan. Number six, we have also introduction. And under introduction, we're going to try to place here the rationale or the significance of your study, not to exceed 300 words. And 6.2, we also have the scientific basis or theoretical framework or mathematical theory involved in your study. And 6.3, of course, your objectives. That is also having a general going to specific objectives that is also based upon your title, of course. And review of related literature, methodology, expected outputs, and potential impacts. We have also the work plan and target deliverables, and of course, your references. Now, let us try to discuss to you the 5 to 11 on how you will do those things. So it is important for us to be guided with the following guidelines for us to write a better research proposal in terms of our science investigatory projects. So we have now come across with the different descriptions of those presented formats that we have already just tackled. So number one is the executive summary. So this is a brief discussion or description of your research proposal. This may include the methodologies used or some of the things or very important matter that you want to emphasize most specifically that is anchored on your research variables. Pag sinabi po natin research variables, we are speaking of your title as well as your objectives of your study or the statement of the problems that you have here. So you're just going to zero in the different variables involved in your study. So sinabi po natin kanina that this must not exceed in a 200 words. So kailangan nyo po yun i-meet na criteria. So letter B, we have also here the introduction. This is a declaration of the project and its idea and context to explain the goals and objectives to be reached and other relevant information that explains the need for the project and it states the aims of described amount of work planned for implementation. This also refers to a simple explanation or depiction of the project that can be used as communication material. So in making your introduction, commonly you try to refer some articles or some researches in connection with your research paper or research proposal. Okay po. So you have to also cite them so that you may try to avoid the plagiarism. Right. Under the introduction, you have to write down your research rationale. This is a brief analysis of the problems identified related to the project. This is commonly somehow similar to the objectives of your study. And of course, after the rationale, we have the significance, refers to the alignment of to the national science and technology principles, strategic relevance to national development, and addresses current issues and then concerns. So you try to create what particular significance are you trying to have within your project. Okay po, so kailangan po natin yan makita dito. That is a very important matter in your research paper. Next, we have the scientific basis. These are the scientific findings, conclusions, or assumptions used as justification for the research. We'll try to derive a particular scientific basis, if there is, to your research paper. So out of all those concepts that you have learned in Science 7, Science 8, Science 9, Science 10, or different fields of sciences in senior high school, going to select what particular basis have I, or sabihin natin, I am trying to relate in my investigatory project. So that can be another factor. The next one is, of course, theoretical framework. This is the structure that summarizes the concepts and theories that serves as the basis for data analysis and interpretation of the research data. You're trying to have the different theories that can be possibly can influence your research paper in order for you to better analyze your data, to better relate your data, and of course, to know more about your research paper. And of course, the objectives, these are the statements of either general or specific purposes of your research paper to address the problems in the areas of the project itself. The next one is review of the related literature. Refers to the following. Letter A, related researches that have been conducted, state of the art or current technologies from which the project will take off, the scientific or technical merit, results of research conducted by the same project leader, and if any, prior art search and other relevant materials. So why is it important for us to have the review of the related literature? Why is it that we are trying to search for the past researches? This is, of course, to support our idea that our research topic has something similar in terms of have something similarity in the previous studies, or this will also serve as the foundation of your research paper that can also strengthen the data gathering that you will have. And letter D, you have methodology. This is the description of the design and engineering solution proposed to address the problem, and variables or parameters to be measured and evaluated or analyzed. Dito rin po yan. And letter B, the treatments to be used and their layout. Letter C, experimental procedures and then designs. And letter D, statistical analysis. Letter E, evaluation method and observations to be made, strategies for implementation, or the conceptual or analytical framework. O dito po, kailangan po natin na gamitin yung mga discussion patungkol po sa different variables that are involved in our study. How do we quantify the areas for a measurement in our study? So dito po natin i-discuss yan. So if you are using experimental procedures, what are those dependent and independent variable involved in your study? You have to discuss it here under methodology. And of course, letter E, the expected output and then the potential impact of your research paper. This discusses the possible outcome of the project, the target beneficiaries, and then the socio-economic impact. Later on, I'll be presenting to you a particular example of this research format for you to also be guided. And letter F, the work plan and then the target deliverables indicates the timeline of activities to be accomplished in the conduct of the project. So this time po, commonly this is formatted in a tabular presentation. Later on din po, i-discuss natin yan or ipapakita po natin yan sa ating example. And lastly, in terms of references, these are lists of reference materials such as journals, designs, and patents, and online sources. It should follow the Chicago Manual of Style in Referencing. So commonly, we are in the seventh edition of the American Psychological Association or APA style or format of citation. So we have to use those. All right. So, ayan. Ayan. Going back, this is the overall project proposal template for you to have your research paper. I'll also be presenting to you one of the examples of the LICA proposal that has one of the placers in the division selection. So this is in the contribution of Tejano Guevara Bugarin under the supervision of Ma'am Marites Antiquera. So this is an example of the format that they have made. The project title, they have started with their project title, the Coconut Husk and Mango Seed as a source for production for economical biodiesel. So they have stipulated here their members as well as their team leader, Region 5. And the reason why wala po ditong school, it's because doon sa selection process, kailangan walang school for confidentiality matters. The division, meron din po grade level, project duration, andyan din po email addresses as well as contact numbers. Right. So they have categorized their research paper into life science. In terms of team, may team po dito. And of course, in terms of the theme, we have renewable energy. And they have started with their executive summary. This is an example of an executive summary. Introduction will also look like this. Ayan po. And of course, the rationale or significance, you can have it at least siguro kung mga 1 to 2 paragraphs. That's already fine. And the scientific basis or theoretical framework already indicated herein. Ayan. Objectives, we have the general going to specific objectives. So try to lay down your objectives here. And the review of the related literature, the methodology, the methods of the research paper, the outline descriptions, the conceptual framework. Ayan, meron tayong input, process, output, common in their conceptual framework, expected output, and then potential impacts of the research paper. Ayan, meron health and safety, economic, and this is the work plan and then the target deliverables. Ayan, makikita po ninyo, sinabi ko kanina na this is in terms of tabular presentation. That would start with program, objectives, strategies or activities, persons involved, time frame, expected output, or the outcome. After that, you have to have your own Gantt chart. This is your time duration, start date, end date, description, duration, and try to indicate the months or the weeks that you are trying to do your research paper. For instance, one of the examples here is, halimbawa, ito po, meron tayong description ng data gathering that would range to about March 10 to um, October 21, 2022. So procurement of materials, study of coconut husk and mango seed to biodiesel, starting of process, finalization, and evaluation. Commonly, you will not be using the checklist, but rather you are just going to have a color coding in terms of your time frame here based upon your topic. Ayan po, may time frame dito. Dito naman po sa baba ay yung topic. At makikita nyo po dito, no, succeeding po siya as the time passes by in their time frame of 6 months. Ayan. And of course, after all, your references, kindly cite them here using the new 7th edition citation or referencing of APA. All right, so going back, in order for us to record your participation and attendance in our session for this time, you may scan the code presented on your screen or go to the link stipulated on your screen. Okay po, this will also serve as our checklist in order for you to receive your own certificates of your participation in this session. Now, if you have any comment, any suggestion, or any recommendations, you can just try to ask it in the attendance or participation checking na andun din po yung posible ninyong comments, suggestions, and then recommendations. And I'll try my very best to reach out to you through your required email addresses in terms of the Google form. Okay po, once you click that or once you scan that code, you're going to enter your email or valid email address for me to also reach out your concerns, your suggestions, as well as recommendations. If you need a particular feedback coming from me directly, okay po. So, yan. Thank you so much for listening. This is Sir John Paul, and I'm wishing you the best in terms of your iLikha research competition. Thank you so much. Goodbye.